don't know.
I just
either.
created a porn
I love
soundtrack. Do me fast, do me hard, make me go. Holy shit.
Maybe we should just make music.
That's it. We should do music for movies. We should do the sound effects for movies.
Yeah. Can you do the Wilhelm scream or whatever?
No, God, no.
Me either.
Yeah. But that's the kind of shit we should be doing and do it so poorly so we'd have to do it for porn.
Yeah.
Because those are the only people that'd be willing to pay us. They're like, we only have $75 and this sack of White Castle.
I'll fucking take it.
And we're like, we'll do your shit.
Yeah.
Just give us the money now. Give us the White Castle when we're done.
Yeah. Because if you give us the White Castle now, we'll be shitting the
it's
entire
gonna
time.
be farts for every sound effect. Squishy puss, that's a fart. Balls flapping the labia minora, that is going to be a fart. That's a wet one. Grant, give me a wet fart here for this ball sack hitting this anus. We'd be fired immediately after our first porno flick.
Yeah.
So
maybe not.
Maybe, I don't know. I have faith in us. Have a little faith in me. I don't know if that's the words to that song, but I just happened to think of it, and it's a song I haven't heard in a coon's age. I'm very warm, despite my best efforts to try to dress cool.
Well, take your
But the robe I'm kind of digging because I got pockets.
Yeah, the robe is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I like the robe because I've got pockets.
It's the pockets.
And it's a short sleeve robe. I'm like, oh, that's going to be perfect. I'll have that added layer.
Yeah, so if it is a little chilly, you're not cold.
Right. My nips will be all right.
Right. But then now you're hot.
But now I'm hot. I don't know, man.
I feel pretty comfortable. I definitely think after a couple more drinks, I'll be pretty hot.
You were looking very Johnny Cash tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I might add with your man in black. You're the man. When the man comes around.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
I went down, down, down.
And the flames went higher. And now it burns.
And we're now in trouble for copyright.
Rick Rubin's going to come and fuck me in the ass for doing that. But
no, well.
So doing, in our continuing effort to do the podcast slightly different, having a different component.
Yeah.
We are freeballing this episode.
Yeah, we are.
We have absolutely nothing known that we want to talk about.
We just know the beers we want to review.
We just have some beers, and even that was kind of last minute.
Yeah, sort of.
And we're just going to see what happens.
We're fucking winging it.
We're winging it.
Fuck it.
Mug it, mother mucker. Well, I mean, let's get into it.
All right, let's
just
do it.
fucking do it.
What do we want to start with?
I didn't even know what you told me one choice we have. I don't even know what the second beer is.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, here, let me enlighten you. We have Nacho Bait Habanero Blonde Ale by Country Boy.
Muy caliente.
And then we are going to do, or we can start with this one first, but The Gadget by Urban Artifact.
I did know this.
And
I apologize, idiot.
So now we have spicy and sour. Normally it's sweet and spicy, but now we have sour and spicy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is an interesting night.
Vastly different.
Yeah, I'm going to have indigestion and diabetes. all in one.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out which one we should start with. I don't know which one would be better. I guess spicy first?
I think spicy first. Yeah, because our after beer is going to be sweet. So
so let's have the sweet, sour, sweet. Yeah, that kind of thing. All right, let me get into the old what is it? Kanga? I almost called it a kangaroo.
Well, I mean, it is a kangaroo on there. And that just ties into our Cowabunga Baby.
Cowabunga Baby.
I don't know. Should we tell people what Cowabunga... This is the second week we've said Cowabunga Baby with absolutely no insider scoop as to why we're saying it.
Nah, they don't need to know.
Okay.
We just made it up. We'll just go with that.
Okay, so you're blatantly lying to our listeners now. And the gentlemen from New Zealand or wherever they're from are going to sue us because we said we created that. So
we did not create that.
You're already wanting to open it. You're ready.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to open it. I was just, getting it ready.
So
I actually have a screenshot for it so we can read.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I screenshotted
go
it. I
for
mean,
it.
it's not a very vast description. Is there a better one on here?
I think the name of it says it all, man.
I mean, it does.
Anything additional is just some extras.
They have a nice little like description on the bottom.
Go
though.
for it. This can feels very thin.
It does feel very thin. I'm a little
interesting.
worried if I squeeze it
I
too
know.
hard, it'll explode. So we have Nacho Bait Habanero Blonde Ale, and then this beer is sneaky. You think you know it well, but don't let the first taste fool you. Ale brewed with habaneros, Nacho Bait will leave you feeling the burn and wanting more.
Mmm.
Interesting.
Yummy.
Yummy.
That sounds good. Now,
So basically, this is their Cougar Bait Blonde Ale.
which is
Superb.
top-notch.
And they just brewed this one with fresh habanero peppers, which are interesting peppers because they're kind of sweet tasting, but very spicy.
yeah, I don't know where a habanero falls on like the Scoville scale. That's a little too much for me to say right now. Scoville scale. The Scoville scale. But you're right. I mean, it's a good tasting pepper. It's,
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I know nothing about cooking. I'm going to sit here and make lies up. I was going to say
mean,
the habanero is used in cooking quite a bit, but I don't know.
I'm not always a huge fan of habanero peppers. I don't know. It's just sometimes they have an odd
Kook
flavor.
me. Well, the cougar bait we've hyped up before on here.
Yeah, we have.
When we tried, we did another country boy.
We did do another.
We did the key lime.
The key lime cougar bait.
Cougar bait.
Oh, this is perfect. Then we're just doing all the cougar bait variants.
I love country boy, and then I sent you the article last week.
Yeah,
They're going to have a lemonade,
lemonade lager, right?
Yeah.
Man, that sounds good.
That sounds so good. I can't wait for warm weather.
I know, me too.
Man, some really good beers come out.
Ohio's been fucking teasing us. It's been getting the clit through the undies.
Oh wow, you even did like a little DJ move there. I wish that we had recorded that. That was amazing. Yeah, you're right, and we're constantly looking to see what the temperature is going to be so that we can plan our first
I know
garage beer of the year. But no, I'm excited for this but here's the thing: I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they made it, because they took a great beer by itself, they added some heat to it, but why? Like normally when you see this type of beer, it is because it's being made special for like a restaurant, or because it is a part of Hot Chili Week 2012. You know, it's very weird that they just randomly was like, let's put some habanero in there.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but they did the key lime cougar bait, and that was obviously a big hit, I think.
Well, the key lime was good.
It's fucking bomb.
Yeah, it was really
good. There was nothing wrong they could have done with that. And then
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, also, too, they're taking something that they're very good at already doing, which is making the cougar bait. So, like, I don't know. I kind of get making variants of that. If you're really good at one thing, I don't hate spicing it up.
It's exciting, but I don't know. And I mean, I haven't tried this, but I don't see somebody going to the store to pick up a 6-pack of habanero blonde ale to just drink while they're watching WWE.
It seems kind of odd to can it.
Yeah.
But maybe to have it on tap at your place would make sense. But maybe they did just do it for tap purposes and people were like, oh, can we buy this? And here we go.
Well, let's figure it out. Let's find out, son. Let's do a little smell-a-rooney.
Well, it definitely smells like peppers.
It almost smells like Cincinnati chili. Not gonna lie to you. What?
I don't know. Yeah, it does kind of.
It's weird. It's a very complex smell.
It almost smells like jalapenos to me, not habaneros, but I'm also not a food genius or anything.
I mean, it doesn't smell bad at all.
No, it doesn't smell bad at all.
There's nothing about the
It's
smell
definitely going to be spicy, though. I can tell.
You think it's going to be spicy? See, I don't think it smells spicy, but
I think it does. I get spice.
I don't know. Maybe I have COVID. I don't know. I'm not smelling that. I'm not getting heat. All right, let's go.
Let's just go in.
Oh, that hits you pretty quick.
Yeah, it does. Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
So I'm not getting any heat.
Yeah, it's not spicy.
Which is good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it to kill you.
Yeah. And I mean, they did say that it's nacho bait, and I'm not gonna lie, it tastes like nachos.
It does. It tastes
and
like
beer.
it tastes like
a meal in a
yeah,
can.
yeah, it does. That's actually very cool.
Mm,
The name of it fits it.
yeah, very much so.
Dude, that's weird. It tastes
It's
like the
very
nacho cheese, like the
It very much
liquid
does.
nacho cheese or
The
whatever.
spicy
Yeah,
cheese. It
yeah.
tastes like the spicy nacho cheese, but there's no spice,
No, not at all.
which is awesome. Which I mean, I wouldn't mind if there was a little heat.
No, I
on
wouldn't
it.
have either.
And maybe I am getting a little
I
heat
get it.
now on my tongue.
I'm getting a little bit on my tongue, and I feel like the back of my throat, just a tad, is feeling a little tingly, but it's not like,
Okay.
I don't know. It's like very subtle.
It's good.
Yeah, this is
I
damn
mean,
good.
you
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a very drinkable beer, but again, I don't think that it's a
I would.
it's a novelty beer, and I hate
Yeah,
saying that because
I
I
know.
feel like it sounds worse than what it is.
It makes it seem like it's a lesser beer.
right. It's a very well made beer.
Right.
It tastes exactly like they say it should. However, to me, it's a novelty beer. It's one that
I could never buy a 6-pack of this.
Never.
And I would never want
my
to.
burps are very spicy now. I
Oh,
will say that.
we're both gonna have a
Indigestion.
heartburn.
I'm going to be in the hospital for the rest of the weekend with a bleeding ulcer. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
Let's
rate
this
it.
sucker.
So crushability, that's an interesting
I know.
aspect to this.
I mean, it is a blonde ale. It's very light. I don't know if I'd really want to chug this. Though.
Well, you may not want to, but we're going to.
Oh yeah, I know we will.
But that's just for the sake of the show. But I think I'm going to go low here on crushability. I do. I think I'm going to go with a probably a 2.
That's around where I was thinking.
And that's not anything disrespectful.
No, not
it's
at
a
all.
great beer. It's just not a drinking beer. It's one that you have
Well, there's a lot
to
of
try.
beers we've loved on here that we give a little bit lower in the crushability rating. It means
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. The Jesus Christ, what is that beer that we rated a 5 for tastiness? Union de Severius, Perunas,
Oh,
Bacchus.
this one. This was the Peruvian beer.
That was the
Crystal.
Cristal. We said that was only a 2 and a 2.5 on crushability.
It was a very heavy lager.
We'll revisit that because that seems odd for us.
Yeah, I feel like we were off that night with
Yeah.
rating. No way we should have given that a 5.
We didn't say this is 4.9%.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is
We didn't say that. So
we suck.
slightly higher than a light beer and just a smidge.
Is that
lower
the same
than a heavy.
as their Cougar Bait? Was that the same percentage?
I
I
would
mean,
imagine it's probably around that.
I mean, I figured it would,
Yeah.
but sorry.
Yeah, because I mean, adding the habaneros, I doubt does anything.
Yeah, I didn't
to
think it would.
anything, unless they're like fermenting the habaneros and moonshine or some shit.
That would
That'd
be
be
cool.
bomb.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think 2 crushability is fair just because no one's going to be sitting down in one sitting for this. And
So-
you can-
so Cougar Bait on Untapped says it's 5%.
so it's a little lower.
Yeah.
For this one. Okay.
I wonder if maybe the peppers have something to do with that.
Could soak up some of that alcohol.
Yeah.
Some of that Mountain Dew. So tastiness, it is incredibly tasty.
I really enjoy it.
I would give this a 4 in tastiness. And I think that number is kind of inflated a little bit. One of the reasons why I'm giving it higher is because it tastes exactly what they said it was going to taste.
That's
like.
what I was going to say. I don't know if this isn't necessarily one I would want to drink really all the time. If I had gone there and they saw that they had this, I would have been like, okay, I'll definitely try one. Why not? But they definitely hit the nail on the fucking head. It tastes like nachos.
It truly does. Like, I cannot lie to you. I would not lie to you. This tastes like a plate full of nachos with that fake cheap cheese.
Yeah.
That is a little spicy.
But it's delectable.
But you just can't help but smear it all over your cock and balls. Whoa, what?
What?
What? So I'm gonna say pretty fucked up on the how fucked up is it gonna get you, and that's only because again I only see you maybe drinking 2 of these max,
Yeah,
If you're drinking more than 2 of these in one sitting, you're kind of a psychopath.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I wish we need to get another lower one because I feel
agree.
like this is kind of like maybe we need like a novelty item
Yeah.
because like it's one you're probably gonna drink one of or sample like a small like sample of it.
Maybe starting today, we go with blue balls
Okay.
because you're drinking it. It's got alcohol in it, which gets you fucked up, but you're only teasing yourself.
That is true. I like that.
So blue balls.
I would agree with you.
I think this will give you blue balls. You'll drink it. You're going to be like, oh, this is alcohol. This is fun. But I don't know that I want to sit here and open up a second, a third, a fourth.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So there you go, listener. We're right on the spot, man. We're
We're
changing shit.
hell yeah.
And stutter a bitch. I got to go stud here because
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty Billy Badass to be so presumptuous that you would think.
Could you imagine if some dickhead showed up to a bonfire? And he's like, "Hell yeah, man!" They're like, "What'd you bring to drink?" It's like, "Got a fucking 6-pack habanero cougar bait,
Hell
motherfucker."
yeah. I got a mini keg of habanero.
Hell
Nacho
yeah.
bait. And guess what? This is nacho beer. It's all for me. I imagine it's like the cowboy from the old Marlboro cigarette ads that's drinking this
Yeah.
like it's fucking water. So yeah. So I mean, it's good. It is good. I highly recommend it. You know, again, Country Boy Brewing they have a couple different locations. Georgetown, Kentucky, I think is where they're headquartered. There's
Yeah.
one in Lexington.
Yeah.
And they're doing great things. They're fantastic. They have one called Shotgun Wedding. which
Shotgun
is
Wedding was good. I'm pretty sure when we went there, they definitely had a jalapeno beer. So this, I guess, isn't straying too far from like what they must like to do. Because I'm pretty sure I tried it,
I'm confident you did try the
but I don't
jalapeno.
know.
And that one, if I'm not mistaken, was spicy.
That one was like legit
Like
spicy.
that one kind of lit me up a little bit when I tried it.
Yeah,
You thought I was leaving, but I'm not.
I know. I was like, oh,
Resituating my asshole because the indigestion and shits is already starting. No, just kidding. So, all right. Well, I don't know. Do you want to like sip on this a little bit more and just bullshit for a few minutes, or do you want to chug it and bullshit? I mean, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
feel
I
so
don't know.
naked.
I know. I agree. I feel like we just chug it.
I'm so vulnerable right now.
I don't know if I can sip on this much longer. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, let me get one more sip in.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
I do enjoy the complexity of this beer.
Yeah, it's a very complex flavor.
It tastes like cheese, man. It's so fucking wild.
I know. I feel like I should have like plate of fucking like chips here to eat with
just
it.
like dip.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to do an episode where we get like food flavored stuff, which there's a ton of it,
Right.
and then have a food counterpart to utilize with the drinking. Like I know we did the whole like dessert thing,
Right.
and you kind of touched on this when you were like, "Oh, dip your Oreo into the cookies and cream beer."
Hell yeah.
That's the kind of shit we need to do.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if we had this, we could do a plate of fucking nachos, and then as you get your chip, if you do a scoop, take your beer,
Yeah,
pour a little bit in there, and then fucking take a bite. You may not even need cheese at that point with this
I don't
beer.
think you would. I think you would just need the tortilla
Yeah.
chips. Oh yeah, that indigestion's coming, and the burps are definitely spicy.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna fuck me up later tonight. I can already tell.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cry like a baby tonight.
I'm pretty sure trying to go to bed is gonna be pretty horrible
I'm
tonight.
gonna have to stand up and sleep. I'm not gonna be able to lay down. That makes me wonder if we should chug it.
I feel like we should. I don't think it'll be that bad.
Well, I'm gonna get my latte ready
Yeah.
as a chaser, just in case. All right, well, here we
Cheers,
go.
my friend.
Cheers, buddy, mi amigo. Ooh. Ooh. Definitely hit the back of my throat that time with a little spice.
Yeah.
Not much, but there was definitely a little. Ooh, my mouth's getting a little spicy now.
It's a little spicy now. So chugging makes it spicy.
No, but it was a good beer. I liked it.
Yeah.
Country boy, keep doing your thing, man.
Man, it's making my eyes water.
I looked over and you were crying. I didn't want to call you out to our 7 listeners, but I was like, Grant's crying right now.
Yeah, man, that was not a good idea.
It went down really well. Like
It
the
did,
actual
yeah.
chugging was not a problem, but man, and everybody who drinks, and hopefully everyone who listens to this drinks, but you know how it is when you've chugged something and then like that first taste you get post chug.
Yeah.
Like it was a fucking mollywhopper right there. That fucking Alabama bullfrog me into next century. I'm like, "Ugh." I felt like Liam Neeson, or not Liam Neeson. Fuck. Cut. Marker 12, scene 6, and action. I felt like Leslie Nielsen in like a 90s movie. I was like, yeah. Like I wanted to say something very elaborate after I chugged that. Man, all that time spent on something that nobody's going to understand but you, because I don't think anybody else.
People know who Leslie Nielsen is. Come on. If you've ever watched Airplane, you know who he is.
Yeah, which is AFI's funniest movie of all time.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I would agree because I fucking love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yes, stewardess, I speak jive.
Yeah, that's the best part. Well, that and the kid.
Dude, the kid with the coffee.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, do you want sugar? She's like, I like my coffee black, like my men. It's like some 5-year-old girl.
Well, because you've got to think when that movie came out, man, that had to, even though it was like in the early 80s, still wasn't very politically correct to be.
Yeah. There's a lot of it, a lot of stuff in there that I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, they got away with a lot for a PG rating.
Yeah, I know. I just want you to all know we're all counting on you. Dude, that's my favorite. He comes in like 7 different times, and then it's after they crash landed and they're like all safe. He opens the door. He goes, I just want you to all know we're all counting on you.
I'm going to have to watch that again this weekend. That's a great movie.
And then it's on HBO Max.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have the second one too, which wasn't as
I've
good.
never seen the second one.
It takes
I feel
place.
like it would let me down.
It does a little bit, but I still watch it just because of what it was. It takes place in space. It's like a space flight.
Okay.
I don't know what they were trying to make fun of with that, but something.
Okay. I might have to check that out then.
What was I going to say? Damn it. Oh, in the first one, I forget this guy's name now off the top of my head. I should really look it up. But we had tornado sirens go off here recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were at work for that, right?
Yeah,
When they started going off.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was from Airplane. This part, it's the guy that like he sounds like very feminine or whatever, and he has 2 corded phones up to his head, and he goes, ATM, ATM, it's a twister, it's a twister. And he starts spinning around, and me and my boss literally just kept saying that the entire time.
That's so funny. That's a great movie. I highly recommend it. We need to put this out on Front Street. If you haven't seen Airplane, it is goofy as all fuck, but it is such just a good movie. It's just a really funny, good movie. Makes you feel good, and it's really short. It's not a long movie, so it's good to put on the background while you're watching TikToks and
I don't know if I can find
watching bangbros.com. What? Not affiliated with bangbros.com.
I don't know. I can't find him. But
You're looking. I give you credit for trying because you are trying to do your due diligence and find some supporting facts for your stories. But
I want to say it was this guy. Steven Stucker.
can you click on the picture there and it take you to all the photos and see if there's a photo of just him?
Well, I know who the guy on the right is. That's
Well, yeah,
Lloyd
obviously,
Bridges.
that's
So
Lloyd
it has to
Bridges.
be him. But I didn't know it, but he died in 1986. He was
Oh,
only
wow.
38.
So he was only like 30 right there?
Yeah. Yeah, because it came out in 1980, so he was probably
Yeah.
like 29 or 30. He looks way older than that,
he
though.
does. Wow.
He was really funny.
It's a fun movie. Lloyd Bridges is great in that.
Yeah, I know.
Rip.
He was really good in the first Hot Shots movie.
I love Hot Shots.
Dude.
I love both of them. I think they're great. I love Charlie Sheen though. I'm a sucker for
I love Charlie Sheen. Dude, but fucking Lloyd Bridges in the first Hot Shots literally kills me. There's so many parts where he's just so off the wall. He starts licking like a cup of fucking water. That might be the second one. Fuck, that might be the
part to do.
Yeah, and he's like licking a glass of water. He's like, "Oh, lost my tongue in Vietnam." Little Oriental kid lopped it off. He's like, "Got this one from Saint Bernard." And he's like, "Oh man,
that's great." Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch those too. Luckily I do own both Hot Shots because
I think those might be on HBO too.
You had me wanting to watch A Haunted House again.
Yeah,
that we were talking about the other day. That was a funny ass fucking movie.
It was. I kind of forget how funny it is, and then I catch it on. I'm like, man, this movie was.
Where
really
did you
fun.
watch it at? Because I can't find it anywhere.
I don't know if I can find it on anything. I haven't watched it recently.
Oh, I thought you had just watched it.
Oh no. I wish I have because it is really funny.
Good. Yeah, you gotta buy, like I can buy it on iTunes.
For the longest time, it was on like Netflix, but I'm sure they took it off because that was like probably a year or two ago.
Damn, that was such a funny movie. Then I wanted to ask you. I did want to ask you. I had to kind of think about things for a second because I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. But I did want to ask you about The Last of Us. We haven't done a...
Yeah, we need to do another update.
Yeah, we haven't updated.
Considering this weekend's the last episode.
Is
season
it 9
finale.
or 10?
It's 9.
Okay. Damn.
So the first episode originally was supposed to be 2 separate episodes.
That's right.
But
That's right.
I read that they combined them because executives at HBO were afraid that not enough people would be left on like I want to see what happens next kind of deal.
And you can definitely tell like the tonal switch when you watch the first episode.
Yeah.
You can tell it was 2 episodes.
Yeah, you definitely can. But it's kind of a cool thing. I kind of like how they did that.
Man, 9 episodes.
I know.
I feel like we're just now getting into like
it's like
thick
the
of
good
it.
shit
Yeah,
now.
like
this latest episode,
good as fuck. I watched it last night. It was so
man,
fucking good.
it was just like a straight murder fest.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome.
There's cannibals.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah. Half of our listeners won't watch it. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, that's true. It's very sci-fi, very kind of zombie-ish. I mean, that's technically kind of what the route is.
I think they use the word zombie.
Oh, do they?
In one episode. I can't remember if it was this one or the one before, but they use the word zombie.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's any other way to describe it.
No, there
I don't
isn't.
think that they're necessarily
It's literally just a
zombies.
different take on a zombie movie or show or what I feel at least.
Yeah. No, it's
And
totally different.
I get that it's based off of a video game.
And there's not a lot of zombies in it.
No, there's really not.
And
I
get
honestly think that's what makes it so fucking good.
I agree.
Like, because you can have touches of it to make it like, oh, that's always a constant threat. But like I don't know. You just don't get a whole lot of it.
Yeah, and I definitely enjoy it for that reason because when I watch a show that happens after the apocalypse or during zombie outbreak, like it's cool seeing gore and all that. I love that. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, well, how the fuck are they like washing their clothes?
Yeah,
And shit like that.
I know. I'm weird about that too. And I know, like, if they made a show or a movie where you literally see what these people do and how they do it, it'd probably be boring as fuck.
I would love it. Dude.
I think I would love
I'd
it.
be right there, like, rewatch.
I almost need like documentary style.
Exactly.
That would be a cool idea,
really
man.
would
Man,
be.
we should stop saying what we're talking about.
Damn it. You give away all of our good ideas.
Damn it.
There's right now a multi-millionaire listening to this and they're like, oh, that's our next motion picture.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But it was a really good episode. Oh yeah, I'm dying. Oh yeah, I'm definitely dying. It was a very, very good episode. And I mean, I will say that this last episode, even though it was fantastic, and I think that it was the episode that really highlighted the girl, right?
Yeah.
She was great at it.
Yeah, she did a very good job.
But there were a couple things I took issue with. It was the first episode where I'm like, nah, okay, they're doing this for dramatic purpose. Because up until this point, I watched it and I'm like, this is super, super good, and they're not giving you kind of what you expect is going to happen.
Right.
But Joel, like being able to start fighting after near death, I'm like, yeah, that's a little.
I agree. He definitely should have had a harder time than he did because the stab wound was only 3 days old at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, he was knocking on fucking heaven's door, like he was going to die. Like,
and she was injecting him with.
She gave him one shot of penicillin.
There was 2. She did it 2 days. She do it? There was one day, when she brought it back from them.
Yeah.
And then they woke up that morning and she checked it. She did it one more time.
Okay.
But that's not enough, and it's not enough time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do agree with you. I had issue with that part.
Yeah. I'm I really
the guy in the basement coming down. And I guess we should be talking about the whole thing, but
well, hey, guess what? We're going to talk about spoilers. It's been almost a week. If you haven't watched it yet, stop the recording, go watch it. Then you can come back to this.
But when I could understand when the guy comes down the steps and he's hiding, and then he fucking stabs him like in the throat. That kill
was believable. He fell. He's out of breath.
He's hurt.
Like they did a really good job of letting you hear that he was out of breath.
Exactly.
And that it took a lot out of him. But then the next thing you know,
he's murked 2 other guys,
pistol whipping people. And he's like, I'm going to rip your fucking kneecap off.
I guess the point, take you could say on that is he obviously sees this girl now as his daughter since his first daughter died. His adrenaline kicks in. It keeps him going, but I still very unbelievable
but here's the problem with that. And that leads to really the only other thing that I took issue with was that we had only previously seen them getting close 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago is when you started seeing his onion peel as to why he is how he is. And then in this episode, he's calling her. He's like, "I'm here, baby girl."
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a little much. You went from 0 to 100 in a very short period of time.
I get what you're saying because even up to that point, it had only been 3 months. It took him 3 months to get from, I think, Kansas City all the way out to where they were now.
Which that part makes sense. But they didn't show you
exactly. So
as a viewer, you need to see like a little montage of him getting closer.
And my only thought on this, because I do agree with you, like I do think it was kind of like 0 to 100 real quick with like, oh, you're my daughter, like that. It's going to be okay. But I could say that you could say the argument for that is like he saw what she needed in that moment. Like she just fought her way to get out. She's obviously fucking strung out because she's just killed 2 fucking people.
Gonna rape her.
Yeah, a guy that was gonna rape her.
Didn't really see that portion coming.
I did not know that either.
Yeah, and then when he's like, "Oh, I like it when they fight."
Yeah,
like my wife was doing something, and she looked up and she went, "Ugh." Because she just hates rapists more than anything, and it's not that I like rapists. I know. She's very vocal about her hatred of rapists, and he's like, "Yeah, I like it when they fight back." And she literally had been silent for 48 minutes, and she goes, "Ugh."
Emily was the same way. She didn't say a word, even through that though. She didn't say anything, and then I was like, "Oh, babe, you have to see this part." And I was like, she fucking cleavered a dude right in the neck.
Wish it would have showed. Well, it did show the cleaver in the neck. Wish it would have showed her
dismember that dude.
Annihilated.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely annihilated.
There was nothing left of his face.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it." I was like, "I fucking knew you're watching this secretly."
Yeah, Amber loves it. Amber really likes it.
They just don't want to admit it.
They don't want to admit it because we build it up and they want to tear everything we love down.
Right.
That's the purpose of a wife. But it was a great episode. And then something that I took kind of issue with, but not so much at the same time, was so they lead you to believe that this group of survivors are living in this resort, right?
Like a resort town almost.
Right. And it is a town. I'm assuming that there's more than one building. You only really see one building.
Right.
But I'm going to give them the benefit of a doubt and say that there's at least several buildings. It's a compound at the very least. And the girl incidentally sets the kitchen and the restaurant on fire.
I know where you're going with this, and this is what I was going to say.
Where was everybody else?
They would have came to put the fire out.
They would have came to put the fire out. They walked away. they had time to embrace.
Right.
Then they slowly start.
There would have
walking.
been people
There would have been,
around.
especially if they knew she was in there because they wanted to kill her.
Right.
So you would think there would have been more coming and going
Yeah.
of people,
Yeah.
but they lead you. And I think they only did that because that's going to come back next season.
I think
I feel
I think
that's
that
going to be an issue. That's not done.
I almost want the little girl that says we should kill them. Have a very strong feeling she's going to be
a big
back,
part.
and she's going to be a part, or maybe the mom. I don't know. The mom seemed very like reserved
Yeah.
and not too into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. That group's definitely going to come back and play, like because you killed that lady's dad, even though he was trying to kill both of them or whatever. Then you killed their leader and their like second in command, I would say, that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then burned down their building in their town. Like, yeah, I can see where that's coming into play.
So those were the problems I had with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now you're kind of accelerating
Right.
to get to the end.
Yeah.
There should have been 2 or 3 episodes after this episode of them dealing with the fallout of this episode.
Yeah, I almost think they spent too much time trying to set up to this point.
Yeah.
Like that's my one complaint with it. Like I just feel like it's a very, very good and very well made show, and every episode has been very, like, honestly, some of the best shows I've ever watched. And every time I'm surprised by something. But after this one, I did feel like, man, I'm hoping they're not going all the way with where I think they're going to go with this.
Yeah, I agree. Which at this point, I think it's just going to leave a lot unresolved. If this week is the last one, then there's going to be a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe they did that. Maybe it was strategic. I still think that this episode should have been episode 3.
Yeah, I kind of
show.
agree. Episode 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
There a lot that happened before. I feel like was it was inessential with the story. However the hell you say that, I don't know.
No, I agree. It was great. I loved
Yeah.
it. It made for fantastic TV.
Right.
But for the sake of telling a show, you've got to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this felt like a middle, but it's near the end.
Right.
So,
they're basing this off like the world of the game. They're not sticking.
they're
true
taking
to
a
it.
lot of liberties.
They are really. I think the best description is that they're basically just using the created world to have the story.
Yeah.
They're kind of just inspired by it, I would say. So I do think that's why some of this episode has come so late in the season, because they feel they need to hit certain aspects of the video game where people, if you ignored, would probably be upset by it.
Probably.
So,
But I feel I at the same time though, I don't think that some 15-year-old who plays the video game is the same person who's watching the show giving it love.
this game came out not a long time
I know
ago.
nothing about games.
I think it came out like probably anywhere from 5 to 10 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. So if you did have 15-year-olds at that time playing, they're probably, I don't know, even then though, if they were 15 and it is 5 years old, they're 20, they probably still don't really give a shit that much.
Yeah, they're probably like, this is dumb. Where's all the fucking zombies?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a fantastic show, and I've purposely not talked to you about the last 2 episodes because I wanted to save it for the podcast, because the episode before this was really good.
Yeah, it was.
You know, it gave like her kind of backstory a little bit.
Her backstory was very good. I hated the timing that they did it because of course, but I understood why they did, because in her mind, she let her friend basically die.
Right.
And now she's like faced with this choice at that time. Do I leave and let him die, or do I try to go get help? Do I try to help him now? Like,
well, and like really, I think that the whole thing was set up to show you, and this sounds bad, and I don't mean it bad, but that she's a lesbian.
yeah, essentially that's kind of what it was.
And like that's fine. It's a little weird to me because the
She's only supposed to be
playing 14.
14. Okay, I thought it was 15, but
And
same
maybe
thing.
it is 14, 15. And I'm not saying there's not 15-year-old lesbians. Please, world, don't come after me.
Right.
I'm just saying I felt weird watching a romantic show because
What's
it was
supposed
very
to be
deep,
a child.
but she's a child.
Yeah.
And not only is she a child, but she is a child who is being kind of bred in this world. Her feelings are different than yours and mine because of the fact that she's got all this other shit going on. So is she really a lesbian, or is she just in love with this girl because she makes her feel something that normal, like if this apocalypse had not happened, she would otherwise get somewhere else from listening to Backstreet Boys. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and that also probably shows too, like, because there is so little, especially from what they came from, because they were in, I think it's like orphans that they put into that Fedra program, which is like to make them officers. So like she has never had family. She's never had like friends besides this one roommate that she has. So I see why they did it. I kind of wish they would have maybe did it a less deep way, because it was kind of odd watching.
Well, and you saw it from the beginning.
Yeah.
They gave you little breadcrumbs throughout the episode, like they're in love with one another. They're just not saying they're in love with one another.
Because they did it for both people. There was this part where she was like, "Oh, should I like kiss her right here?"
Right.
And then they showed the other girl, and she was like, "Oh, should I like kiss her right here?"
Exactly.
And like they both
thought they were going to kiss.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
At that part, which I liked.
Right.
I liked when that kiss happened. I thought that was very real. But I don't know. I just. I hope that
and I'm not saying that just because they're lesbians it made it weird. If it was a girl and a boy and they were the same age and they were still going through this, it would still be super
weird. There's obviously very adult feelings being felt by children.
Yeah.
And maybe that is because it's a circumstance.
Right.
We've obviously not lived through that situation. We've not had a time period where we've been placed in a similar situation to feel like that.
I don't think we ever could recreate that unless that really does happen.
It really does happen, which it could.
Yeah.
But it's still a stellar show, and I understand that there's going to be some things that I don't like because HBO it's huge, and they're like, we got to have viewers, we need to appeal to certain people, we need to tell a story, we want to win awards for this.
I do worry about that in the second season, them getting too involved in like, oh, we got to get more viewers in on this. But the first season I think is still pretty raw into the fact that like these people that created it were pretty much allowed to do what they wanted to do with it. So I do worry that it'll get skewed in the second season, because it always does. Every show has something that happens.
The second season's typically the weakest in a show, typically.
And I'll still watch it, even if it's not something that like I end up going like, man, this kind of sucks this season. I'll finish it, and I'll pray.
You're invested.
Yeah, and I'll pray that they have a third season at least, whether that be the last season or they close it on the second season. I just hope they do it well.
Agreed. I agree with you. And as a very, very small side note, before we try this other beer, I did want to tell you, after I watched it, I watched the Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, or whatever it's called.
Is that what it is? Okay.
And
is that the one where Nicolas Cage plays himself? That's we wanted to watch that, and
it's so fucking good.
Is it?
It was such a good
movie.
It
looks good.
So good. And Amber watched most of that.
Emily keeps seeing clips of it on TikTok.
It is making
and it's like my boyfriend, or what I look like when I'm playing my music in the car, my boyfriend's look. And it's like Nicolas Cage, like him, like serious, like what the hell? And then it's like Pedro Pascal, like all happy face and smiling.
Yeah, Amber said the same thing. She's like, I think this is the part that's on TikTok. I hadn't seen it, the TikTok in question. But it was a really solid movie, and I really think that it could have made a Nicolas Cage resurgence, because he was fantastic in it.
I watched a Nicolas Cage movie it was a Prime Video, like straight to Prime movie. It was called Kill Chain.
Oh shit, I've not even heard of this.
Dude, it's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, I mean it's more dramatic than you would think. Like you think kind of more action packed and everything. It's fucking good. Like I really enjoyed it for like a very low budget film. I really thought it was pretty good.
Nicolas Cage is the shit, dude. Like he's batshit crazy. But
he's good in it.
I love him. I love him, and you would really enjoy this because it gave me vibes of Nice Guys.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's very reminiscent of that, and it was shot even almost kind of like it. Looked almost like it. You'll really enjoy it.
Well, one last thing before we move on to this beer. In The Last of Us, that newest episode,
Yeah.
when that dude bitch slapped that little girl with that glove, I fucking
I
died.
said something out loud. I was like, well, damn, he just bitch slapped her.
He slapped the fuck out
He
of
really
her.
did.
And it was so like,
He was, what a good character. I almost
I
hate that they
know.
killed him off
I
because
know.
like you talk about a villain, man. Like that dude played a good villain.
because he played like such a nice guy.
He
at
was a
first.
school teacher,
Yeah.
converted to a
Preacher. He just seemed like very for the people. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they're hungry. Let's go get a fucking deer right now.
Right.
Like a lot of people wouldn't.
I mean, he's feeding them human.
yeah,
but
what you
that's
find out
neither
later.
here nor
But like
there.
that's before you figure that out.
Yeah. Well, I had a question about it because it
yeah.
showed the food and the woman said, "What is this?" Like if you'll recall,
I
it
didn't catch
showed
that.
him, and then the guy, like it shows them cooking, them prepping, and then they come in with some meat, and they're like, "Here, cook this," and she goes, "What is this?" And he goes, "Don't worry, it's deer, I promise, or it's venison, I promise."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, they're fucking eating people in this bitch.
Man, I wish I would have caught on to that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was good. It was still good. And
Yeah.
it showed like the bodies strung up.
Yeah,
in the
that was
barn.
gnarly.
That was pretty gnarly.
Because they were bleeding them out, I think.
Yeah.
It was wild. They
Yeah.
cut off their heads and like hung them upside down.
Yeah, and like cut them at their genitals. It was weird. Did you
Yeah, it
notice
was
that?
odd,
weird
yeah.
how they like. I don't know.
Well, it was weird because when I turned the episode on, it said nudity, like brief nudity. And I was like, what? like,
You
what?
couldn't gather what was. I couldn't tell you if it was a man or a woman. 'Cause
No,
they,
I.
like,
But that has to be what it
it
was.
had to have been because there was nothing else. Good
All
show though.
Yeah.
Good show. Good
I know we
times.
talked about that for
We
way too
really did.
long.
I'm sorry, everyone, but it's a really good show.
Yeah. And this is our only time we ever talk about it.
I know. I on purpose.
Yeah.
I really wanted to talk to you about this week's, but I was like, we'll save it. So yeah, why don't you tell the good folks listening what we're getting ready to crack you open?
All right. We got our urban artifact. It's called The Gadget. And it's a raspberry and blackberry Midwest fruit tart.
So it's a sour.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, I've had it, and I didn't realize that I'd had it because we actually
Same.
bought these before we actually had it
Yeah.
separately, but because we're very similar in our taste of beer.
Right.
We had both ended up having this in separate instances. I had it. Did you have it at Poorhouse?
I
too?
did have it at Poorhouse too.
Yeah. So like we have a place here in Hamilton called the Poorhouse. It is a chain, but
Yeah.
each one is independently owned.
Right.
And
It was pretty dumb expensive
it
per
was
ounce
really
for this.
expensive per ounce. But
I
it's
think-
one of those places where you buy your beer by the ounce.
Yeah. But it's a cool idea.
Very cool, and it was really good on tap.
It was delicious.
I don't
I'm
know how
hoping
it'll
in the
be.
can it'll recreate it. On here it says this Midwest fruit tart has 1,200 pounds of Oregon raspberries, 1,200 pounds of Oregon blackberries, and 30. I'm assuming that's grams of vanilla beans per 30 BBL batch.
And then it also says, designed by our taproom staff as an intricate experiment to combine the explosive power of sour beer with the dangerous flavors of fresh fruit.
Oh yeah,
It was really good.
it was.
I've already rated this on Untapped.
You had it
again,
at a 4.5, I think.
It's so fucking good. I love this beer. It was really, really good. I've only had one pint of it, and it was a fresh pint from a tap. I had not had it in a canned form, but Urban Artifact is a local beer. I do want to also point that
yeah,
out. So you
yeah.
may not be able to get this if you don't live in the Southwest Ohio area.
Yeah, I don't know how far they reach.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure how big Urban Artifact is, but it's a great beer, and I'm really hoping this one is as good.
Honestly, doesn't smell that great.
It doesn't smell good at all. It actually smells.
It kind of smells similar to the last one we just did.
It smells like nacho cheese.
It does kind of.
It definitely.
With
smells-
a little bit of sour.
It smells savory. It doesn't smell as sweet as what I thought.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
Oh, just resituate my asshole. All right.
You ready? Let's do this.
Go ahead.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, amigo.
Ooh.
Mm.
It's sour.
Mm. Definitely, and I think that this is probably the same across the board. It's nothing against Urban Artifact. Definitely not as good in a can
No, definitely not.
because it does take on, I feel, some of the metallic taste.
Yeah.
There's a hint of that. It's nowhere near
I feel like it,
Northwater was last week.
yeah, I know, man.
But definitely not as good.
I feel like if they would have bottled it
Mm-hmm.
instead of canned it, probably better. I don't know. It was really good on draft, but I mean, I still enjoy it out of this. It's not
Yeah.
bad. Just I knowing that I've had it on draft and now drinking it,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a
Yeah, it's a little bit of a letdown, but I did kind of prepare myself for that. And it's complex in a bad way because the front end of the drink is very alcohol-y because once again we failed to say what the alcohol content
it is
was.
8%.
It is an 8% beer, and you can taste all 8% in that first second
Yeah.
of drinking it. Then it goes into the sour, which is really good. And then I get that metallic almost aftertaste from it being canned.
The metallic aftertaste is definitely prevalent in the aftertaste.
So it's like an Oreo sandwich of, well, it is an Oreo to me because I don't like the cookie part of an Oreo. So the top and the bottom to me, I could do without. It's the cream, that sweet cream that I go for. And that's exactly what this beer is like. The top note,
Yeah.
middle, fantastic, bottom, ugh.
I'm thinking the vanilla is what potentially is giving that little
Well,
metallic taste as well.
And it's interesting because I didn't realize there was vanilla in this.
Yeah, I know.
When I got it at the poorhouse, I don't recall seeing that.
Me either.
Because I don't get anything vanilla-y about it.
No, not at all. I don't know. It's interesting. It is very good. I still enjoy it. I would drink this out of a can. I would buy it.
Yeah, I think that we have just been spoiled to
We have,
draft.
yeah.
of
Well,
this
I mean, and I
particular
think
beer.
I think everybody would agree. Let's be real.
Yeah, we're not cracking a fucking ancient code here. Like it's definitely way better draft than it is
Yeah.
in a can, but it is still a solid offering in a can.
Right.
So for crushability, it's surprisingly crushable for an 8% sour.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm going to go 3.5 here.
That's actually I was gonna go 3.
You can go 3.5. We have similar taste.
I know.
People are going to
I know.
understand
All
if we
right.
agree. If your first thought was 3.5,
That was
go with it.
exactly my first. I just feel bad because you always, like, not that you always go first, but like I feel like everybody thinks I probably just copy off you, but it's not true.
Well, and I'm first on this list.
Yeah.
So I do typically go first. You go first with the tasting.
All right. I'm thinking tastiness for the ending is kind of what throws me off, but I'm also kind of contributing my draft
Yeah.
component for this, so I'd probably give it a 4.
I agree. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say I agree because of what you had just said. I am going to go 3.5 as well
Okay.
on this one because, again, it's that front note and then the end note for me is very prevalent in the can. And even though I want to be swayed by the draft, because that draft, it came out like a juice almost.
It did. Yeah.
I mean, it was so good and fresh.
The color was
The color was
awesome.
beautiful. And we're just not getting that here. And most people are not going to be able to drink this on draft. So I've got to think about it from a can perspective. 3.5.
I don't know. I'd still give it a 4 even in the can.
Okay.
I just enjoy sours.
I love a good
And
sour.
honestly, that metallic taste I feel like sometimes comes off in a lot of sours just because I think it's whatever makes it sour kind of gives it that flavor a little bit.
It could be.
I don't know.
That's a good theory. Well, go ahead and give this next one first as well.
Well, I mean, if you had a few of these, I would imagine you'd be pretty, I would probably say super fucked up. I mean, 8%, that's pretty high.
Yeah, if you get a 6er of this, you're getting wasted.
Sorry.
And I will definitely agree with you here. This is this will get you super fucked up. It's 8%. It's sour, but it's not too sour. There is a little sweetness to it.
Yeah.
After you have two of them, you're going to quickly forget about that alcohol taste, and the metallic taste, and you are going to have a good night. So I definitely agree that Super Fucked Up is the right option here for that. And then I'm going to say you're a stud if you bring this because it's expensive. This is an expensive beer.
It is expensive. It's $4 a can.
Yeah, we
Jungle
bought it at
Gyms.
Jungle Gyms at $3.99 a can versus the Nacho Bait,
which was
I think $2.19.
Yep.
So almost a $2 difference.
Yeah.
And it's obviously because they're using real fruit.
Yeah.
They're using costly ingredients to make it. It's a high quality sour.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing this to a party, you're definitely a stud, and you're welcome at my home anytime.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Oh, man.
So I really think that all that's left here is chugging this.
Yeah, I think we
And
just
then
got to put it away.
Yeah, and then I think the baby's been put to bed. At that
I
point.
agree.
I think all that we needed to say has been said.
Yeah.
Airplane.
We
yes.
fucking murdered The Last of Us. We gave some insight into some of the movies we like.
I mean, I think it's been a very good episode in a sense that, you know, if we've spoken about something that people haven't listened to, watched, whatever, maybe this was enough to get them to be like, oh, I need to check out Airplane.
Yeah.
Or, hey.
Or it's been 20 years since I've watched Airplane.
That's a damn good movie. Let me watch that. No, Lloyd Bridges. God, my grandma fucked him back in 1960. I need to revisit his movies. Whatever the case may
He could be my grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be sick.
That would be super dope. Because then you'd be related to Jeff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And I've got the dude going on right now
Yeah,
with
you
my,
do,
my
man.
robe. It was
Fucking
full circle,
perfect,
bro.
dude.
Full circle.
Total by accident. Too.
All right. Yeah. All right, let's
Cheers, my friend.
chug a Rooney. Very tart.
Yeah. Very, very tart.
That chug really ugh. It's kind of fanning the flames of my digestion.
I feel like it was a good follow to that, though.
Yeah, I think we definitely did it in the right order.
yeah.
Because I honestly feel as though if we had done the gadget first, we would have had a lesser rating for Nacho Bait.
I would agree with you, yeah, for sure.
So-
Because it would have been so sour, then you go into that such like a
Big contrast
savory flavor, yeah. All right, well, I think we've beat this episode to death.
We definitely have. If you are a Patreon subscriber, we are going to have a new episode of After Beers
Hell yeah.
where we are doing another beer review for you. Excited about that one. I got to get that one ready.
Yeah.
And make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook. Like us, follow us on TikTok. Email us, talk to us, engage with us. We're here for you guys. We love you. Anything else you want to say?
Just wanted to say, cheers, my friends.
There's only one thing left to say, and I think you know what it is.
Oh, yeah, I do.
It's 3, 2, 1.
Cowabunga, baby.